Hi, it's Joy Foster, founder of Tech Pixies and the host of the Sparkle and Thrive podcast. And I am coming to you directly from my camper van, which is my happy place. So if you follow us on TikTok, tiktok.com/@TechPixies, you'll see that I'm doing weekly 2-minute mindsets. And this is in line with the way that Tech Pixies works. We have a full half-hour Monday mindset with all of our students who are in our VIP group coaching program. And I do that every Monday. And we also are now sending out 2-minute mindsets every week on our weekly tips. So if you're interested in that, you can download our social media trends at techpixies.com/trends, and that'll pop you onto the weekly tips, and you'll now get my 2-minute mindsets every Monday. But what I talked about on this week's weekly tip, or the one that's coming out right after this podcast, is my happy place. And I talked about my camper van being my happy place because when I was doing some vision work, I envisaged my family all being together and enjoying camping as a family with a camper van. Now, we have camped before in tents, and it's been super, super fun, but it's also been cold, and I am a bit of a fair weather camper. So when I thought about the fact that I love camping and I love being outdoors and I love being with my family, this seemed to be the great resolution for me, was to, lean into this dream of a camper van. And I took action and found one that was exactly the kind of style and design that my family would love, even down to the point that it was my husband's favorite color on the inside and outside. So gray and white on the inside, and sort of a mulberry on the outside, a dark purple, which is his favorite color. And you'll never believe it, but the hubcaps on the camper van have stars, which I think is so perfectly in line with Tech Pixies. And so I'm in my happy place right now recording this podcast. It was one of the dreams I also had with the podcast, was that I would record it in the camper van, and I would travel around the country and talk to Tech Pixies about their experience and how Tech Pixies has transformed their lives. And, one of the things that I think is becoming more and more clear as time goes on is that Tech Pixies is not just a social media course. Social media is the starting point, but transformation is the ending point. And we have a heck of a lot of amazing transformational coaching within the program. And really that is becoming quickly, if not always has been, our USP, but maybe becoming more aware and apparent to people who are doing the program than it ever has been. And I thought that would be something to talk about today, because I did a podcast that was really popular recently called The Messy Middle. And I want to talk about one of the byproducts of the messy middle. And also I want to acknowledge someone in the UK who I think has really demonstrated resilience in an incredible way. So the byproduct of the messy middle is that as you work through the messy middle, you build your resilience. And your resilience is a muscle, right? It's not something that you're just born with resilience and you can handle everything. It's actually through weathering storms and challenges that you become more and more resilient. And we talk about resilience in the Tech Pixies program as part of our life coaching toolkit, but we also acknowledge the resilience that people gain as they push through barriers and blocks and fears and limiting beliefs towards this life that they would love. And so, as this is, you may be listening to this on replay, or you may be listening to this during the week that we release it. But as I'm recording this is the Jubilee week. And there's a lot of schools out in the UK, and there's going to be a big celebration around the Queen's 70th year of reigning as Queen. Now, I'm American, clearly, and I'm not British, so I have not yet sworn allegiance to the Queen, which is something you have to do if you become British. But whether you're a royalist or not, I think you'd be very hard-pressed to find someone who doesn't admire the Queen's resilience. And I think I wanted to just take a minute to really acknowledge what the resilience of a queen looks like, and what the resilience of a queen feels like, and what you would need to do if you want to have that kind of resilience. And I think none of us know I don't know the Queen personally. I haven't sat down with the Queen personally, but if I could sit down with the Queen, there's a million questions I would ask her. But I think one of the things that I admire absolutely unequivocally about her is her ability to go through challenges and still be steadfast. And this is something that I think is the definition of resilience, is that ability to keep going even when things are difficult, even when things around you are crumbling, even when things around you are challenging. And I think if we can all embrace a bit of that resilience of a queen, we would be better off. And so here's what I want to say. When you're going through the messy middle, there is a positive byproduct of the messy middle, and that is that your resilience muscle builds and builds and builds. And so as you push through your limiting beliefs, you push through your fears, you lean into what you would love, the more you do that, the more resilience you're going to build up, because the more you do it, the more you have to push through it. And if you've been listening to the podcast recently, you know that brain-based evidence is one of the most important things that we can give ourselves when we're in the middle of trying to break through a limiting belief or a fear. So if you know that you've gone through something challenging before and you came out of it the other side, then you can go through something else challenging and you will come out of it the other side. And hopefully, if you've got examples where you went through something challenging and you came out better off, you're going to then be able to trust that if you go through something challenging again, that you'll come out better off. And I think this is such a powerful, powerful way of looking at life. Because if we believe that there is a solution to every problem, or that there is an answer to every question, we will be able to push through that fear, and we'll be able to push through those limiting beliefs much easier than if we don't believe that. So we really have to check in with ourselves and notice what we're noticing. What do I think about this situation? What am I thinking about this situation? Do I have an expansive thought about this situation, or do I have a contractionary thought about this situation? If my thought is contractionary, what is a better way that I could be thinking about it? What's a more empowering way that I could be thinking about it? And it's really in starting to notice your thoughts and the emotions. Even if you can't know the thoughts, you might know the emotions, right? You might feel sad, and then you can say, okay, well, what are the thoughts that are going along with that? So really, it's looking at the situation, your thoughts and emotions, and your thoughts and emotions repeated over and over again create your belief system. And it's from our belief system that we make these decisions. For better or for worse, we make decisions, or we don't make a decision. We might choose not to take action on something, and that gives us results that we might not want, right? So I guess what I wanted to say on this podcast was resilience is a muscle. It's something you build up over time. It's something you build up as you push through fears and limiting beliefs, and it's the byproduct of the messy middle. So as you lean into something you would love and you face those challenges head on, ideally with an empowered, expansionary mindset, then you will be able to push through and come out the other side better and stronger. And that muscle will get better and better and better, stronger and stronger and stronger. And so as you work through this, just remember, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And that, my friend, is what the resilience of a queen looks like. The resilience of a queen feels like. It does not mean life is easy. It does not mean that everything's going to go hunky-dory, as they say in America. It does not mean that, everything's going to go your way. In fact, as you press into the life you would love, it's inevitable that the things that we would love are on the other side of barriers. Because if they weren't on the other side of barriers, they would already be part of our life. So I'm practicing my own resilience skills this week. We were supposed to be on a plane right now, as I'm recording this, to Italy to see my family. My family has not seen my children. My parents have not seen my children, apart from once in the last 3 years. So we were on a trip to go see them, and EasyJet messaged us on Friday and said, sorry guys, the flight's been canceled. And of course it made me think, oh gosh, we've got to come up with a plan B. And interestingly enough, I was at a dinner at the University of Oxford with an amazing woman who is in the pharmaceutical industry. And she was saying, well, whenever we release a drug, we have here's plan A. And then she said we have contingency plan B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. She said, I usually have about 26 plans for every one plan. She said, nothing ever goes the way it's supposed to. So I just go to the next plan and the next plan and the next plan. And I just thought, that's brilliant. That's genius. And so often we only have the first plan or the second plan, and we never go beyond that. And so when I found out that the EasyJet flight was canceled, I immediately messaged some of our really good friends and said, our plans have changed. We'd love to see you. What are you up to? And they said, we're going camping. And I got online and I managed to snag the last spot in the camping site. And so that's where we are. We're in the New Forest for 2 nights, and we're with some of our best friends. They've been in our lives for over 2 decades, and their kids are like nephews to us, and we're godparents to their children. They're godparents to our children. And it's just, it all worked out. And of course, we're desperately sad that we're not seeing my family. We would have absolutely loved to have seen them. And, that was really sad that we couldn't. But I will say that we will see them again, and we will still have a good time. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about not being defeated when plans don't go your way and having the resilience of a queen. All right, queen, if you're listening to this, and that's you, not the actual queen, because I doubt she would be listening to my podcast. But if you are a queen, as I think all women are in their own right, just know that I hope you're having a fantastic week this week. I hope you're getting some rest if you have some time off. And I hope you are dreaming big about your future. And of course, if you ever feel like you need support, or if you'd like to reach out to Tech Pixies to find out more about how we can support you, just reach me at support@techpixies.com. I'd love to know if this resonated with you. And if you're interested in starting your own podcast, don't forget, if you leave us a review and upload it to our website at techpixies.com/podcast, we'll send you our free guide to get started with podcasting. Have a great, great, great day, and we'll speak soon.